What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Jay, and as always, I am not making too much noise. So I just made it onto this back street where all of the trucks stage in the morning that are hauling on this particular job, being that only one truck is allowed inside of the premises of this residential complex at a time, because it houses the elderly, and for both their safety and ours, we must wait until one of the construction workers comes to alert the next truck that it is safe to enter. But right now, I am about to get out of the truck and give you all a quick walk around. And I'm not really too frank on what I am going to be hauling as of yet, but I am pretty sure that it is going to be dirt, and chances are that we will be taking it to a landfill that is about 20 miles or 30 minutes up the road, and we are getting paid by the hour. This is actually my third time working on this particular job, but each time we take the material to a different dump site location. But right now, I'm about to get out of the truck and do a quick walk around and show you all the dump trucks. Well, a few of the dump trucks that are going to be on this job with me. I'm tired. You worked last night? You worked last night? Hey, look. All right, this is the construction entrance. We have to keep right. It's a specific route that they want for all of the truck drivers to follow for safety reasons. And on today's job, apparently they are allowing 2 trucks get loaded at a time. Actually, we're getting loaded at a different dump site inside of the complex. See those sharp rock right there? When you turn in, you want to take it easy. Try to keep the truck as straight as possible. after you turn. They have two different loaders, two different excavators that are loading out. See how they want me positioned? They have to clear out all this dirt to make room for more housing. It's a lot of dirt. They have another area on the opposite side of this complex that needs a whole lot of dirt removed as well. All that dirt. It's a lot. Look at all this dirt. That truck is going to get loaded at the excavator next to me. We have two operators. See how it's wet across from me? Don't want to go down in there, you get stuck. So you have to pay attention to the ground. It's wet. It rained last night a little bit, so it's still wet. You see those stakes right there? You do not want to hit those. Gotta be paying attention. All right, before I leave off, I'm gonna make sure that my rear end and back apron are all free of any dirt residue. Don't want for any of it to fall off, any dirt, leftover dirt particles to fall off and crack a windshield. All right, make sure all my locks, well, of course, before I get loaded, I'm gonna make sure that my tailgate locks and latches, my tailgate latches are locked. It's good. I just dumped out my first load, and unfortunately the owners of this particular landfill do not want me to do any recording on the premises. Therefore, I will be unable to show you any action while the dump trucks and I dump out our loads. I'll get signed out. Told you this rainy weather isn't no joke in this dump truck game, especially when hauling dirt. That's a no-no. They're waiting to sign me out. They're waiting to sign me out right there. That boy Dre getting signed out. I'm next. You see that? I ain't going up in there. Not in this mess. I'm not getting stuck. I am not getting stuck. So as you all saw, everything was going well up until the rain came in. But as mentioned in my previous and last video, Mother Nature is going to do what Mother Nature is going to do, and we have absolutely no control over that whatsoever. Meaning that if it's going to rain outside, it is going to rain outside. And in this dump truck game, all we can do is hope and pray that it doesn't do so at a steady and consistent pace. But aside from that, it was a smooth sailing day. I believe I did 3 loads in 7.5 hours. I have to go back and look at my ticket to verify that. But right now, I am about to answer the big question on whether I prefer to haul by the hour or by the load when it comes to dirt hauls. And to be honest with you all, it all depends on the circumstance. See, these big dirt hauls are production based, and they go by the cubic square yard. And just like tonnage hauls, they are using, like when you haul stone by the ton, they are using production as psychology to expedite a job or to get a job done quicker so that they can move on to the next phase. They are full aware that if they are going to pay trucks to haul by the hour, then less will get accomplished, especially on dirt hauls, because drivers are going to mess around on the clock all day. So they speed us up by hauling by the load. The only difference is between hauling stone by the ton versus hauling dirt by the load is that when hauling stone by the ton, the driver makes the loaders aware on how much weight they want to carry. Whereas when hauling dirt by the load or by the hour, chances are that you will be carrying such and such weight regardless. That's the primary and key difference right there, which is also why it is on how reasonable the haul itself is on how I want to get paid. See, on long distance hauls, just say I'm getting paid $105 an hour, and you can really only do 3 loads in 8 hours. And if you do make that 4th trip, if you consider how much extra diesel you are consuming, is it worth an extra $60 or $70 because you have to burn a lot more diesel on that far haul? Then had you only got 3 loads, is it worth it? I don't think so. That's why I like on those far hauls, I do prefer the hour, because if you get paid, unless you are getting paid, 200 and 80. But on short hauls, if you can do 2 loads in, just say you can do 2 loads in an hour on average, and you can do 15 loads in 8 hours. They are paying you $65 a load. You are going to prefer to get paid by the load versus $105 an hour. And by me being the only and primary driver of my truck, what I'm going to do is fill up in advance and bring and pack my lunch with me. That way, that will definitely reduce the amount of times I have to stop throughout the day, if I stop throughout the day. Because the driver can definitely hurt the owner-operator on these hauling by the load. When hauling by the load, if they decide to stop and just mess around throughout the day, when they could have made an extra 2 to 3 trips by still wanting to get paid the same amount of money, right? That's how it is. Those drivers can definitely chip an owner and operator out of some bread. But all in all, it all depends on the haul and on, like, just say if I'm getting paid to haul by the load, I want to make sure that I can get in and out quickly, meaning that it doesn't take long to get loaded and it doesn't take long to dump. There isn't much traffic on the road. It's only between 5 to 8 miles each way. When I get to the dump site, again, there are not that many trucks in the way. Vice versa, waiting to get loaded, there are not that many trucks in the way. I can just, again, get in and get out. I definitely prefer to get paid by the load. There's been times where I've made way more money when getting paid by the load than had I been getting paid by the hour. And another thing is, when getting paid by the load, you want to make at least, a little bit more money than had you been getting paid by the hour to compensate for the extra amount of diesel that you will more than likely burn over the shift. Same job 2 weeks later. Look how far they have come. Check that out. They still have a whole lot more dirt to dig out. So we are going to be out here for probably another week or two, as long as the weather can permit. I forgot exactly how many square yards they have to dig out, but I believe it's 8 foot all the way across, if I'm not mistaken. Takes a whole lot of dirt loads, but we are getting paid by the hour, baby. See how low I am on this side compared to my left? They have to actually to my left, they have to dig down almost this low, but not quite as low. That's how they are trying to get the grade. A lot of dirt to come out. A whole lot more. Here's my PTO.